All right, guys. I'm going to make this video short and sweet. We are live at Do It All Garage headquarters over here in Conroe, Texas. And let me show you what I'm working on. It's kind of a part two video to the 95 Honda Fourtrax that I picked up, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago now, but here it is. So, got a bunch of tools sitting out on this table. Got the trusty old piece of crap Harbor Freight ultrasonic cleaner. Just all kinds of mess over here, okay? So, basically the first thing I did, and I didn't show this, is I got new tires put on it. I ordered those tires off Amazon. Those Sun F's on the rear. It's kind of a decent all-terrain, pretty deep lugs on them though, man. And stock size on those was way physically bigger than the actual factory tire, so be careful when you order those. Those don't rub, but again, 95 Fourtrax 300, I went with the factory size, and that's about as big of a tire as you're going to fit on there without rubbing for that Sun F. So on the front, I went 1 inch taller, this Kenda Bear Claw, 24/811. I think the stock size is 23/811. I kind of wish I would have went with a 25, but anyway, went with these tires for a pretty specific reason, and that's because they were some of the cheapest 6-ply tires I could find. All right, so anyway, front brakes are pretty much trashed. I got to replace the master cylinder up here. I've already bought it. I'm going to go through the whole front brakes. The rear brakes work, so that's enough for me to get it started. I pulled the carburetor off today. I had it soaking, cooking in that thing, the ultrasonic cleaner. Already had the carb kit. I've got a new air filter. Never actually worked on one of these, this one in particular. I've worked on a bunch of ranchers and stuff like that, but you know, it's kind of dirty, but it's not all rusted out, and you know, it's not beat up too bad. I was also worried about these boots, but they're somewhat flexible still. Over time, those will get hard and crack open and stuff. But what I did a couple of weeks ago, I started watching videos on how to remove rust from a gas tank. I remember in the first video I made about this bike when I bought it as a new project that I mentioned that the tank rust was really bad, but I didn't have any room in my garage to put this four-wheeler in here yet, so it was sitting in the back of my truck, and I didn't feel like climbing up and opening the gas cap. I wish I had it. But I went and bought 3 gallons of white distilled vinegar, and I was going to give that a shot because it's like $3 or $3.50 a gallon at most grocery stores, at least in my area. So 3 gallons almost filled it up. I probably could have fit maybe another quart in there to bring it all the way up to the lid. But guys, I am not kidding. This tank had so much rust in it, it looked like fur that was made out of rust. I'm not joking. It was the worst I've ever seen. So a lot of the videos I watched, some guys use muriatic acid and the, $100 freaking tank cleaner and sealer kits and all that. And that's fine if it works. But, I'm trying to keep the budget down on this bike. This is not a high dollar, newer model bike. It's only going to be worth so much money. So I'm trying to watch my expenses on it basically. So filled it up with vinegar. My intentions were to let it sit for 48 hours or thereabouts and kind of slosh it around a little bit. And one thing led to another. I was getting calls for pressure washing jobs that were paying real good. The weather was horrible. We've had a lot of rain lately. So one thing led to another, and I ended up letting that vinegar sit in here for about somewhere around 10, 12 days. So I'm going to show it to you. You're not going to believe this. Okay, look in there. There's some right here on the lip. That's kind of flash rust. Kind of hard. I don't want to stick this flashlight in there and have this thing blow up on me or nothing, but looks like that's trying to get a good angle here, but it knocked that rust right off of there letting it sit that long. I probably should have lined it. There's still some in there, but you know, as bad as this tank was, I didn't even think it was salvageable. That's why I wanted to try that first. I was looking at plastic tanks for 250 bucks. Here's the actual the factory gas lid. I ordered a new O-ring, so this is the new one. The old one was just all hard and rotted. So I ordered a new one. There again, all this rust came off. This is like flash rust, but what I did, I flushed it out with water and Dawn dish soap after that vinegar, and I'm talking maybe 30-40 gallons of it, and it also flushed out a lot of that loose rust and everything, and flushed all that out. And then I immediately put about a gallon of gas in there, fresh gasoline, and I put, I think, about a ½ ounce or 1 ounce of two-stroke oil, synthetic two-stroke oil, and I sloshed it around. And basically my theory was that if that two-stroke oil got in there and coated the, so anyway, sorry about that. My camera cut off on my phone, but basically my thinking was the two-stroke oil mixed with the gas would get in there and kind of coat and help protect the rest of the cleanish tank, and help it to not flash rust. So we'll see what happens in the future. If this thing continues to rust and I have, you know, fuel and carburetor issues with it, I might bite the bullet and just buy a plastic tank if it runs good enough. Backstory on this is, as I'm pretty sure I said in my first video, this bike sat in someone's backyard for like 10 years, maybe longer, somewhere around there. So I don't know. I've never heard it run. I did check spark. It's got plenty of spark, and I did a compression test on it before I bought it, and it's got hit like 120 or 125, so should be good to go. So anyway, I'm not going to film all this. It's going to make a long video, but I'm going to get all this stuff bolted back on, and the first time I fire it, I will film it, and hopefully it'll start and run. If it does, I'm going to run it for about 30 seconds, change the oil in the oil filter, and I'm going to change the rear differential fluid, or gear case. It's not actually differential. Anywho. So change the rear gear case fluid, change the oil, and take her for a spin in the mean streets of Conroe, Texas. So y'all hang tight. All right, guys. So here's what I got done. Hopefully this thing's ready to fire. Let's see. So I got the battery in, got the gas tank back on. I did forget to mention that it had some surface rust underneath the gas tank. So I scuffed it up with a scouring pad, wiped it off, and shot a coat of gray primer under there. Hopefully that'll put the brakes on that. Let's see. Got a new, where's my finger? Got a new fuel filter, brand new fuel line, and I did order a Honda OEM petcock, brand new one. New spark plug, gapped it. Let's see what she does, man. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. Oil temperature, whatever. Neutral lights on. I'm just going to hit it with no choke. Let me get my flashlight situated here. It's on run. Got it in the middle. Headlights work. High and low beam. We'll see what she does. Almost. Let me set this up real quick. This is gonna be tough, guys. Oh well. You know what? Let me turn that idle up a little bit. See if that helps. All right, let's try that again. Yeah. Run, baby, run. 15 years, guys. 15 years. Freaking years, guys. All right. Let me turn that idle down a little bit. Turn it back up. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. 27-year-old Honda. 27 years old. Sitting 10 to 15 years. Can't even remember how long, he said. First shot. New battery, carb clean. Did a thorough carb clean. Cleaned the gas tank. New fuel filter. Wow. Purring like a kitten, fellas. Let's give it a little gas, see what happens. Got that long, high idle. Ooh-wee. Get my hand down in here. Hopefully I won't burn my hand. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with the air and fuel mixture screw a little bit, see what happens with that. Again, awesome, man. I'm super freaking pumped right now. It's cold outside, it's riding season for me. I don't ride in 100-degree weather like these other weirdos do, but super relieved right now. Super relieved. Wow. Okay, let me play with this thing. I'm going to run it up and down the road, see how it runs, try to adjust the air and fuel mixture, and get the oil change and diff fluid change and all that, and we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, so here it is, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later. I don't even know. I'm going to share the maiden voyage with y'all. It's going to be a real shaky camera situation. And one thing I did forget to mention, I believe, was this little guy right here. It is the steering stem bushing. I don't know if y'all can see in there. Right there. Goes right in there. Thing was completely gone. It's not there at all. I guess it just dry rotted and fell apart. So I'm going to get to that when I can. And this thing also needs some brake work, The back brakes work really well. At least the foot brake does. I don't know about the cable. It might be a little seized up. But you don't need working brakes. Give me a break. Anyway, so I'm going to fire this sucker up. It is ice cold. Okay. Ice cold. And let's see how she does, man. I just wanted to share my maiden voyage with y'all. Turn the gas on. Got the key on here. No choke. That thing is freaking loyal. Man. So I got the oil changed and the rear gear case fluid changed the other night. I wanted to do the maiden voyage the other night, but it got really late. And it was cold, dark. And I wouldn't have made for a very good video. So, you know, I got like 8.5 pounds of pressure in the rear tires, 7.5 in the front. By the way, this part right here was going to cost me like $30-something. It's going to cost me about $30-something with shipping off of Rocky Mountain, basically. Love Rocky Mountain, nothing wrong with them at all, but I had to run some errands today, pick my kids up from school and stuff like that. So I was driving past Cycle Shack North in Conroe, Texas. Big Honda dealership, you know, KTM, Yamaha, all that stuff too. Gas actually as well. But there's a guy that's been working in the parts department there for 20 to 30 years. He's been there forever. And I showed him that part number on my phone. Not even a picture of the part, just the part number. He goes, yeah, we got those. It's a little green bushing. Unreal, man. Unreal service over there. And it was actually about $5 or $10 cheaper than what I could have gotten it online for with shipping and everything. So I went ahead and got it from them. So anyway, let's see how she does, man. Again, it's going to be shaky. Let me get it in reverse here. Good Lord. Here we go. I think that's the first time the transmission's been engaged in, you know, 10, 15 years, whatever it's been. Alright, so there's low for first gear. There's third. There's fourth. There's fifth. Sorry guys, my video cut off. I keep getting pop-ups on my phone, but here we go. Wow. There you have it. First time that bike's been ridden in 15 years, man. Freaking awesome. Runs great. It does have a little issue where sometimes it idles high, sometimes it'll idle lower, and I keep having to, mess with the idle adjustment, but I'll get that dialed in. But, in a situation like this, if that's the worst thing you got to deal with, you're doing pretty good. It may have like an air leak around one of the intake boot that holds the carburetor. Could be anything like that. It's probably just something simple, but man, super impressed with this bike. Really glad I ended up buying this thing because I wasn't sure if it was going to run or not. So anyway, that's my maiden voyage on the 95 Honda Fourtrax 300. Glad I got to share that with y'all, and thank you for watching. If you'd be so kind, go ahead and click like and subscribe. It'd really help my channel out, and y'all stay tuned. I got a lot more to come. Thanks for watching.